Yeah, when it's the one, it's on.
That's I wait for the clap, and then because we were jamming, we were in the groove.
Yeah, well, dude.
Pretend you know this podcast, everybody. Come hang.
Let's go out with a bang.
Bang, bang, bang. Hey,
here we go.
It's here we go. It's the bike in the mountain. I'm Gary.
Scott Cisco.
And I've been itching. I've missed you.
Right back at you, brother. I've been on the road.
You've been okay.
Winter conditions, loving every bit of it. It was everything I could do to come home, man. Minnesota is buried.
Oh,
buried in
you
snow.
went into Minnesota?
Oh, dude, beautiful. Minneapolis.
That's where you went?
Minneapolis, yeah, man. Yeah,
dude, that's my old stomping grounds. That's where I went to school.
About you all the way through South Dakota. I almost took a picture of several of the signs that said names that only South Dakotans can pronounce.
Well, they probably could, but again, I'm from North Dakota, you a-hole.
It's
the other one.
I know that.
The one on top.
I was in a Dakota, okay?
Yeah,
Dakota's a Dakota.
No, it's not.
Different Dakotas?
Yes, they're different Dakotas, but you were in South Dakota. Did you stop into the stock show?
I did stop into the stock show, seen Miss Rodeo, Colorado, seen my posse, Millie and her husband Jerry, do our fur work, design all our coats, hats, gloves, mittens. It was cool. It was really cool. We didn't hang very long, and I didn't expect to see Miss Rodeo, Colorado, but her and a whole posse, Miss Oklahoma, Idaho, all these gals there. And, I for these shows, man, I go in decked out, man. I got the trapping gear on.
Yep.
And
it draws some attention.
It's an understatement.
Yes.
Understatement. So I'm coming down the escalator, and this young gal. I mean, they're both young enough to be my kids.
Yes.
Older teenager, boy and girl, and you could tell he was trying to take his girlfriend to the stock show, and it was funny because she looks up at me and she gets a smile. And she looks away, and he's staring at me. And then she couldn't help. She had to look.
Never
again.
Seen anything like that
before.
And
smile, and she's blushing her cheeks. And her boyfriend grabs her face and turned
pulled
her
it away. Are you serious?
I'm serious. Oh, it was priceless, man. It was so much fun. No, great trip, man. Lots of winter weather, which you guys know I thrive on, man.
As do I.
I miss the snow like crazy, man. I come back here, and again, it's like Afghanistan, from what I've been told. It's dry.
We're dry as hell, man.
Golly, man. It's tough, but great trip.
That's awesome. Now, and it paid off because I was just up playing with a beautiful new puppy that is a new member of the Cisco family.
Sunny, a little golden retriever, man.
Oh.
And her temperament is absolutely... She comes from a champion bloodline of hunters, and not that we're going to use her for that.
No, they're just great dogs.
She's so... I mean, you've seen her up there.
Yeah,
she's already setting, and she's like 14 weeks old.
I think there's a lot of incentive for an animal to learn to obey when it looks around your home and sees all the mounts on the walls of animals who didn't obey.
Well, yeah, I mean...
Couple of kids, that's didn't clean his room. 97.
Right. No, that ain't really going on here. That isn't what happens.
What if?
Kids.
That's right. But welcome to the family, Sonny. I had a blast getting to go up there. Immediately, Scott calls me up, says, you got to meet the new member, and I'm on the floor immediately.
Like you turned into a pile of mush there, bro. I mean,
love
what
me
is it
some
about
puppies.
A puppy?
They're just...
just brings this peace, this joy. I mean, it does something to your spirit, man.
I'm telling you, I have been preaching this. You have not had the experience. You've had pets, you've had all that, but you haven't had that animal yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? You've had, all your life you've had different ways. You've had your relationship. You have a relationship with animals. Some of us will never. We can only dream of what you know and what you spiritually connect with.
Right.
But as far as a domesticated pet friend, that's not something that's been in your realm, really. You've had them, but I haven't seen you connect. I can feel already there's something different, just the way you're interacting with this one. That there's a little soul connection already.
There is, and that's true, man. I've never been, and Jackie Boy, she can vouch for you. I've never been one. I wasn't raised to, you're a product of your environment.
Exactly. For some people are raised with animals being kids and part of the family, and others are raised differently where they're
so
a different.
It's always been tough for me. But again, I think maybe with age, the temperament, again, paying what we paid for this dog, but again, Champion Bloodline, they had them temperament tested. She's warrantied. I mean, there's a lot of
so
stuff.
if any parts go out,
well, you just replace. It's a refund. Yeah.
You got the extended warranty.
The extended warranty.
Okay, very good.
But no, her temperament, man, is exactly what we were looking for. I mean, she's just laid back, chillax. She listens. I mean,
what made you want a golden, by the way? Had you had them before? Oh, this was not your choice? Okay, golden retriever. This is what I'm asking. Oh, you did not. This, okay. Never mind.
My choice?
No, never mind. Never mind. Okay, so you chose which vehicle you took.
I did.
All right.
I did. And let me tell you about the brand new 2018 Toyota Sequoia Platinum. Dude.
Was it a good road trip car?
Oh, my God, brother. Listen. You know what it's like on a road trip. Backaches, irritable leg.
Yes.
Nothing, man. These seats, we call it, because it's Jackie's car, so we call it the J-Wagon.
Yes.
And the J-Wagon slices, dices, Julianne's, rubs you, shakes it, rubs out a little something there. I mean, it's got switches.
Tell me more about Julianne. I've never had that feature in my car.
Right. No, it only comes with the Platinum Edition.
The Platinum Edition?
Yeah.
But good, man, that makes such a difference because,
golly.
we're used to being packed inside of a vehicle.
Right.
You're basically on top of each other and you can't move without hearing, he's touching me.
Oh, yeah.
All those kind of things.
Yep.
But just good times.
Well, and we switched, so we set up the rear seating, and so we switched kids. Elijah had the center, and Leah had the back on the way home and on the way out there. They switched. So they had their own space. They could do it how they wanted. We never had any arguing. We never had... Dude, it was really weird.
Was it your family? That's what...
That's a great question.
Yeah, I know.
That's a great question.
Did you take the right people with you?
No, that is about what it's like, man.
But
and
we
then
talked
coming
before
home
you. Oh, okay,
with
go
the
ahead.
temperament with the puppy in the car. I seen a side to my son. I'm like, I looked at Jackie and said, why didn't we get one sooner?
It works.
Man, there's a peace. It brings the boy a peace that we've been praying and looking for, man, on, what do we do? I mean, I'm ready to get the kid high.
I know. But a puppy takes care of that. Puppy kisses is the greatest high and uplifter, and it just enhances your mood.
Yeah.
Again, congratulations, and I know it. You know how I am with my dog.
Oh, yeah.
I just before I left, he's got his head on my lap. And we're sitting there, and I'm saying, "Look, I'm just going to Scott's for a while," and he's got that. Can I come with? And I said, "You've seen the mounts,
right?" So, Scott, are you saying this road trip went a lot differently than you anticipated? Because at the beginning, our last podcast, man, you're like...
You're right.
Oh,
you're
man.
Right. No, I was afraid to ask. What's it like traveling together?
Yeah, no. I don't even know what happened. Like, seriously. I don't know if it was just the comfort of the J-Wagon. Maybe it was the comfort of me in the J... Dude, listen, I thought the J-Wagon's going to eat us up in fuel. Because around here, every other day, we hit the highway. That is a highway rig.
It was in its element out there.
I think I fueled like 5 times.
No kidding. All the way to Minnesota and back?
And back, yeah, man. This dude, man, I was like, I told Jackie, I said, something's wrong with the gas gauge. Something is wrong with it. Dude, and you get up through Wyoming and South Dakota, 80 mile an hour. Put the cruise on 85.
Mm-hmm.
Buddy, it was like the Snowpiercer, man. We were just 9-0 and smooth as glass. Incredible trip.
Well, this is a bit shocking and really good for my soul to know, because coming into this after a 5-day trip with the family on the road,
Right.
this mood could have gone either way.
No,
You know,
it
this
really
could-
could. And I'm not gonna lie. There were edibles all the way there and back.
That's it.
You know, snacks.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Snacks.
Yes. Yeah. Cheetos. You know,
Yeah.
for ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chicharrones.
Well, I'm glad everything worked out.
It did.
In
It
the
went well.
meantime,
It went well.
while you're having a little family outing and
Yes.
going on your trip to
Do
my
tell.
old stomping grounds,
Do tell.
Yeah.
No. Then you're north.
I lived in Minnesota.
Well, so now he changes it.
I lived in Minnesota. I
Did you live
lived
in
in North
Minneapolis?
Dakota. Yes.
No kidding.
I lived in Minneapolis. I went to broadcasting school in Minneapolis.
Shut up.
I lived
I
on
didn't know
Lake and Nicollet Avenue. I was, I mean, seriously, it was down into the pits of Minneapolis
Dude,
that I lived.
that is a busy town.
It's a very busy town. But yeah,
Holy
that's where I
cow.
went to broadcasting school, Brown Institute for Broadcasting. Yes, James?
No, I was about what brought you to Colorado?
Actually, my wife's job.
Really?
Was it? Yeah, I went to broadcasting school at Brown University, which was right next door to a place called the Poodle Club. And the Poodle Club served 5-for-1s for lunch. And a taco bar.
God love you.
All right, so
Right.
you'd go in there, and then you'd go back to broadcasting school in the afternoon and cut the best show you've ever done. You know, after
So
yeah.
5-for-1 wasn't on the tacos; it was on the drinks.
It was on the drinks. The tacos were free. Yeah. So we'd do that. And then, yeah, broadcasting school, I got out of that and then ended up going to North Dakota, where I got in a part-time job because that's where we were living.
Okay.
But then my wife's job took us to Colorado, where they were opening Hardee's restaurants here in northern
No
Colorado.
way.
And the one in downtown Greeley, they built, and my wife came in to run that as it
Really?
opened. And I tagged along and got a job over at what was Kim Radio at the
No
time.
kidding,
I worked there for one day. My wife was, you finally got a job. It was like 6 months. I wasn't working.
one day.
I got a job, and I was on the air for about an hour when the boss came in and said, you're too perky, you're too upbeat, you sound too much like the competition. And I said, well, who's the competition? They said, Quad 99, the power station. I said, well, I quit, and I'm
where
going to
I
go
go.
apply over there. And so I leave during the shift, and then I've got to go
Get outta
into
here.
my wife's restaurant, where she's telling all of her friends, he finally got a job, he's working, and a couple hours later, I'm in saying, it didn't work out.
Right.
Yeah, my popularity numbers at the time were at an all-time low. I wasn't doing well in any of the polls, but I rebounded because then
God.
I walked into the power station and I
Right.
said, I was told my energy was too up and all that, and
Get out of here.
get on a job there. All of a sudden, I'm working there. The owner sells it. Somebody else takes over, switches it to country. The rest is history. I end up being, we were the last two bodies left in the building. They had let everybody go.
Right.
So Todd and I are the last two there, and they said, well, you're the morning team. So out of a lack of bodies, we were the ones who did it. And then every time they were going
Right.
to fire us, because we sucked,
Yeah.
the owners would leave or the management quit or got fired. So
Well,
then
there
we
you
were
go.
still left there alone.
Right,
So
right.
and then actually after a while we accidentally got good. And then they
Good.
couldn't fire us anymore. So, and then in the end they still found a way. So
Yeah, but it took them 30 years.
yeah, so the moral of the story is
Okay. All right.
follow your dreams.
Yeah.
That's it.
Buy a
But
puppy.
But anyway, I don't know how we got into. Oh, because of Minneapolis. That's where I was
Minneapolis.
from. But while you were gone, having a nice little family excursion, me and my family decided we were going to rip out all the floors in our house and put in new flooring.
Right.
Okay, and by me and my family doing it, I mean I hired a couple of 16-year-olds.
Perfect. The American way.
I'm not dumb, dude.
No,
All right, because I looked
no.
at the carpet and the tile and think, I can rip that up and haul it out.
Right.
But I can
Right.
pay some young entrepreneurs who are looking for some working
yeah.
experience
Yeah.
a few $100 to do this for me.
Right.
So they came in and one day ripped everything out of there. I mean, they got it
Right
down
on.
to bare bones and all that.
Right
and
on.
then it comes time to lay the flooring, and we're getting ready to do that. And then I remembered my friend Paul does this. And,
There you go.
And so I hired Paul, and my job is to move everything when it needs moving, be the pack mule.
Right,
And I just loaded box of flooring in and out.
Oh, wow.
And my hands
They gotta be
got
heavy.
so covered with paper cuts, dude.
Paper
I'm sitting here
cuts?
bitching as my buddy's just squirting blood everywhere, trying to put in the flooring. And I'm going, boy, I got a mess of paper cuts here carrying in all that flooring. My fingers
What
just
kind
burned.
of paper flooring are you putting
Well,
in?
they're all in boxes. It's all that
Okay.
vinyl plank flooring, and they all come in cardboard boxes.
Right.
So I'm carrying 50 some of these boxes off the trailer into the house and then stacking them inside.
Right,
Well, not wearing gloves and doing that, after 50 some boxes of cardboard, you start getting slices all
Gotcha.
throughout your
Gotcha.
fingers.
Yeah, for sure.
Which I did not realize until later that evening. I got a bag of those Gardetto rye crisp chips, like when you get a thing of snack mix, those little brown toasts that are
Oh,
inside of them.
yeah.
I love those, and I found a
yeah.
bag of just the brown toast, the rye toast, and garlic salt. A handful of paper cuts reaching into a bag of garlic salt. Man, I felt every one of those damn
I
little cuts.
bet,
And then,
man.
of course, I'm bitching my friend who's laying on the floor, and then I reach into some garlic salt to have a snack, and my fingers burn. Yeah, that's a shame, bro. That's
Oh my
the
gosh.
biggest puss injury I think you could
Right,
ever
and
have.
Paper cuts.
What'd you
so
get?
how's it going? Are you gaining?
I'm almost done with the bag of chips.
Hey, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
it's
are you
getting
healed
close.
up enough that
I
it's
think
not
I'm going to
burning?
be able to finish.
Okay, good.
I will,
Yeah,
and I think it might time out right about the time he's done with the floor.
Oh,
so
the floors, yeah.
it'll work
Yeah,
out.
that's good.
Oh, the floors, yeah, they're
yeah,
going good
yeah,
too.
yeah, okay, yeah.
No,
That's awesome. man.
What a change in view. I talked about, I think, a podcast or two ago about how your house can make you fat, lazy, and irritable. Because you get up and you see that same shit every day that you've been
Right.
looking at that just puts you in a little bit of depression because
Oh,
you've
yeah.
always wanted to change it, done this,
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I recommended just rearranging the room. You even did a little
Oh,
of that,
yeah.
where
Yeah.
you do some rearranging. But when what you see, windows do this too, because windows are what you look out of, but it also, if you're looking out of a clear, beautiful window, you have a different outlook. If you're looking out dirty, hacked up, cut up windows, that you get that vision.
Right.
Same with the floor. For some reason, to step out into the kitchen this morning and see this whole new look, everything just fresh,
Yeah?
clean, and knowing that while I'm here, by the time I get home tonight, my living room will be completely done and a couple of rooms will be totally able to move back in.
Right on.
One of the hardest things for me is you rip everything up and then everything's out of place.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just a
Yeah.
big mess in every room of dust.
Right.
I know what, it's like living in an episode of Hoarders. Because
Oh,
I
yeah.
tried to get to my computer to do some work and I've got just a walkway to get through and then I can sit in my chair among all these piles of crap around me.
Yeah.
And I went, this is exactly like those episodes of Hoarders.
Right, or my house with kids.
That's I
mean,
found
'cause
my
I mean,
no, it's rough, and then you're so used to. You can walk in your house blind because you're used to it for all these years. For 20, 30 years, I've known that. Well, now when there's boxes in different places and you're on a wooden bare floor,
yeah,
you're
that don't
stepping
feel
on
good,
things.
man.
No,
That don't feel
no.
But then you get here and you meet the puppy, and you melt onto the floor.
It all starts to go away. It does. But
Now,
I
you
made.
said tonight when you get home. What are you doing the rest of it? Where are you going after you leave
You
here?
don't need to know my business. I'm working all day into the night, Scott. Don't you remember those beaver traps we've got to go
yes,
check?
That.
Yes. And then we've got that
Yes.
set up in the Yahoos.
Way up in the
Yeah, you know
Chattahoochee.
the place there. So it'll be well dark before I'm home
dark,
tomorrow.
Dark.
No, I'm anxious to get home and help.
Yeah,
No, I
yeah,
really
right.
am.
Right.
I really am. But it happens every time. I mentioned before school starts and a couple of kids get sick. Of course, my two went for a sleepover. Now one of them's home sick today. I heard what I thought was a harp seal coming from the basement.
Oh, no.
You know, that cough?
Yep.
And now Zayden's at home with that. So you try to make him feel better, and you hold him and you rock-a-bye baby. Yeah. And then as you're singing Rock-a-bye Baby, you realize how terrifying that song is.
Right.
You know, in all seriousness, Rock-a-bye Baby, in the treetop, when the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall. Down will come cradle baby and all. Yeah. I mean, how is that comforting to fall asleep?
Look up Ring Around the Rosies, man. That's got a dark story behind that one as well, too.
No, it's terrifying. Yeah. I looked up the rest of the verses to You Are My Sunshine.
Yes.
Do you know how dark that song is?
Dude, it ain't right in so many ways.
It is not a You Are My Sunshine, my only sunshine, you make me happy. It's like you left me, I'm stalking you, I am crushed, it is devastation. I mean, seriously, it is not sunshine and roses.
Now, see,
check out verses 2, 3 in that.
No, see, you're wrecking my whole perspective of things now, man. I'm trying to keep a positive attitude in this world. Don't touch my sunshine.
Puppy, rock-a-bye baby. You know, that's right. So I remember my folks used to, they'd lay you down, they'd have you say your prayers before you went to bed. We'd say the Lord's Prayer, and ours was always, now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. And every night as a kid laying down, I'm like, why am I talking about dying before I'm going to sleep? That was good, and that was always terrifying for me to have to say that. I didn't want to think about that when I was going into sleep.
And Metallica kind of put a twist on it, too. They got one of their songs, hush, little baby, don't say a word. Never mind that noise you heard. I mean, that started...
Again, good night, kids.
Yeah.
Sleep
Turn
well.
on a little Metallica. Don't get away from them
You sleep
ones.
good. Tomorrow night, we'll finish reading it before bed. Okay, so that's nice.
I've never watched that movie.
Really? I can't say I ever really saw the original, but the remakes were pretty decent. I thought the first one was pretty entertaining. I know, James, are you a horror guy? Did you watch any of those? Or the second one?
So the remake of It was really good. And no, I laugh at horror movies. Like, my wife would, get into the zone, freak the hell out, like, oh my gosh, right? And I'm over, what a dumb idiot. Why would you just take the car? Get the hell out of here.
Let's hide behind these chainsaws.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right, no, exactly. But that It remake was really good, though, for a horror movie. And again, I'm not a big fan of horror movies.
No, but I thought it was really well done. I thought the second one, the second It, they did it like It Continues or Chapter 2.
Right.
Didn't get me as much as the first one. I thought the first one was really good. The second one was just a little too weird.
Right. But it was still good, though, for the most part. But yeah, the first one, it definitely set the tone for, like, that. This is a really good remake.
That Pennywise still creeps me out, just sticking out from underneath that in the sewer.
Georgie.
Talking about popcorn. You want some popcorn? Pop, pop, pop. And that, that gets me, it does.
I was watching last night top 10 creepiest thing on TikTok. It was something that popped up on my feed. And these are like, whether you believe it or not. And they go through the history of this TikToker, and they don't normally do this. And dude, it kind of wigged me out a little bit. I had to shut it off because I thought, I can't get that in my head before I go to bed. No. I'm really tired. And then, there was some tripping stuff, man, that I was watching. I only got like 3 into the 13. I was like, I'm good.
No, I told you my grandson learned that dinosaurs are not extinct from TikTok. Right. There's some great knowledge to be had there.
Well, and I want to put out a thank you to everyone that's tagging me in spider shit. Okay? You got your laugh. It's all fun and games. All right? I ain't down with you sending me spider things all over the place. Bugs, keep it to yourself. I mean, This is me. Let me tell you, I got to share here, man.
Please do.
I had an issue.
He's getting the preacher voice on.
I
Let's
had
go.
an issue in Minneapolis.
Yes, what happened, brother?
Late at night, there I was. We got to our motel, and there wasn't many cars out there. Looked like a decent motel. Walked in the door. There ain't nobody in there but a dude down on his hands and knees over in the corner. I thought, sweet Jesus, this is where it's over. So I started casing the joint, looking behind me. And he gets up, and dude got a big old chromium-plated, fully illuminated, genuine accessory hat on his head. Like, wrapped like one of those.
Yes.
And he gets up and looks at me. And I look behind the counter to see where somebody's at and thinking, why ain't there somebody behind the counter? What'd this dude do with him? You know, so he looks at me and he gets up and I'm just standing there. Like, I know how many steps I am away from the door. I know there ain't nobody at the counter. Where's somebody at the counter? There ain't nobody at the counter. This dude gets up and sits down at the table and commences on his McDonald's. And I said, is anybody working tonight? And he says, and he gets up. Yeah, he gets up, starts walking over, and I'm like, I didn't bring nothing. Okay, the door's 5 feet. Goes behind the counter, he goes, do you have reservations? And I was like, yeah, Jackie. He says, oh, you order right here? So he has me sign this, and then he goes back over and gets on his mat, his
right
on the floor, and he's doing his thing. And I went out to the car and I said, Jack, I don't know, this is just feeling a little sus. I'm trying to be cool about it, but this is feeling a little sus. So we get in the car and drive around the backside. So I said, I'm gonna go in, get one of them carts for our luggage. Y'all stay here, lock the doors. It didn't look like a bad part of town, but I'm already tripping. Mm-hmm. I'm already scared. So I go into the door. I go up to slide thing. This dude's walking by in a jumpsuit. Big man. Big dark colored man. Come walking by in a jumpsuit. I'm like, nope, this is where it's going to happen. It ain't with the dude in there praying. It's with the dude out back of the motel. This dude's going to kill me. And as I'm watching, man, I'm kind of walking. I'm getting ready to scan my little card, and the door opens. I look, and there's this big old woman. A big woman in a robe that was too small for her. And she had on them robe slippers that was too small. Her heel was on the carpet, like just the front part of her feet fit. And I looked at her, she opens the door and smiles at me, and I look back at him, and he's like, no, not now. And he keeps walking off. She's like, oh, hi. And I walked in, I'm like, I can't do this. I just can't do this. I can't do it. So I turned around and went back out to the car, and I told Jackie. And Jackie, being Jackie's normal self, just sits there laughing hysterically, peeing in the seat, tears coming from her eyes. I'm tripping out, man. It was bad. It was bad. You know how you get to them motels and you just feel it just ain't right. You knew there was bed bugs in there because as soon as I walked in the front door, the raid hit you like a wave. I mean, I don't even know how dude was praying with the smell of raid.
That's why he was praying.
Maybe that's why he was praying. But no, it was a bad experience, man. Bad experience.
So did you stay?
No, hell, I didn't stay.
You left.
We left. We packed it up. We was going to go to the Mall of America the next day anyway for a little while. So I told Jackie, I said, find something by the Mall of America. We found this pimped out, lit up, like the parking had nothing but BMWs and Teslas, and but bam, I was parked all up in there with my platinum, wearing my fur, looking like some kind of gangster. Come walking out there, dude, pimp motel, man, off the hook. And all you had to do was walk across the second floor of the motel to walk right into the Mall of America, and but bam, you was there. Didn't have to go nowhere, do nothing. And that Mall of America was horrible. There's 10,000 miles of shit you don't even need to see. And there ain't a bench no more because of the COVID. A brother can't sit down and rest while you old ladies in the whatever stores. That was a mess. That was horrible. The motel and the bed bugs and in the Mall of America, just that was the downfall of the trip, man. Walk around, my legs hurt, my back hurt. I needed an 800 milligram ibuprofen. It just set the tone, man. As soon as we left there, though, I was good.
We're talking about the same trip. You just came back praising that was the best trip in the
That
world.
was good. Yeah. I'm trying to figure that out,
the
too.
motel and the mall, I just remembered.
Was this before you got the puppy?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm over here with like a football diagram,
Yes.
like what play are we going? You went left, linebacker went that way, and then wait, what?
So make sure when you stay at a motel or somewhere, lift up your mattress. Lift up your mattress and look around. Because if it's got bed bugs, that's where they're going to be. Inspect your mattress. Get out of a bug-infested, raid-smelling dude praying on the floor. Big white woman at the back door in a robe that's too small and slippers that's way too small. Don't stay there. Don't stay there.
You thought you were.
Don't stay there.
You thought you were at a relative's house, didn't you?
I did. I thought it was Sherry. Did I say her name out loud? Can we take that out?
All I can think of right now is you just described this scene that you walked into and saw this person looking like this and this person looking like that. Right now, in Minneapolis, there is a podcast going on from a guy who works at a hotel who prays in the corner, who is talking about, I was working and this man came in wearing every animal you have ever seen.
Yeah.
And he gave me these looks that scared me. I thought I was going to die. You know that feeling you get when a customer comes in and you get that evil feeling that something I was sus. Something was sus about this.
And I sent Antonio to the back.
And I sent him back to see what was up. He came back and said, yeah, this guy. And that was it. So right now, they've got a different take on this whole thing talking about you.
I thought maybe he would have looked at me with a smell of rain and thought I was pest control. Maybe I was
seriously,
pest control.
you
was
packing the scent of some kind of pesticide, wearing what you wear, walking in. I would hit my knees and pray in a corner. All right, that was it. In a heartbeat, and I would call for the biggest dude in a onesie to go and check you out too.
That was
all right.
Barbara.
So that was
Barbara. Barbara met me at the back door.
Telling you, it all makes perfect sense to me.
Okay, well, if it
makes
wasn't right.
perfect sense.
It wasn't right.
Aye.
No, I was scared.
I understand.
I was scared. I couldn't do it, man. I had to go. I couldn't. Barbara was enough, Barbara.
Well, I don't even know how to transition out of that. But, well, no, I'm checking out the National Day calendar for the next couple days. Today, February 4th, is National Thank a Mail Carrier Day, which,
absolutely,
I want to thank Kent who delivers my mail.
Yeah.
The 5th of February is National Shower with a Friend Day. The 6th
wait, the 5th?
The 6th of 5th.
The 5th.
The 5th. That'd be Friday the 5th.
Friday the 5th.
It's also Bubblegum Day.
Oh, so bam! Get your bubblegum, shower with a friend.
Hey, wait. Saturday the 6th, then you can follow it after you showered with a friend on the 5th. On the 6th, it's Ice Cream for Breakfast Day.
That sounds like my honeymoon.
Man,
that sounds like my honeymoon.
Showered and then ice cream for breakfast the next day.
Breakfast.
I love it. And then James can appreciate Sunday the 8th coming up is National Clean Out Your Computer Day.
Oh.
How often do you recommend somebody does that, James? Because I know you built me a new computer and looked at my old one and were shocked that it ever turned on.
I don't want to be this guy, but I'm going to record it. It's Sunday the 7th, right? Not the 8th. I want to say this because if it's Sunday the 8th, I effed up my anniversary.
Oh, did I really? Okay, no, get my dates right.
Please.
Okay,
but
thank you.
As for the computer thing,
yes,
people, if you don't clean your computer at least twice a year, or not twice a year, every 2 years, there's a reason why it's performing slow. Heat is a huge factor in computers.
Heat.
Dust builds up on those things. When's the last time you opened your computer, Scott?
Do I got one?
Right.
When someone says clean out your computer, what is meant by that?
Physically crack open the case, and you'd be surprised you can see the dust bunnies that's inside those things.
No kidding.
No, they build. I mean, just like anything that has a ventilation system, it builds up a lot of dust. Which computers work based upon how hot they are. So the hotter they are, the slower they have to go to prevent it from overheating. So it's a factor. If your computer's running slow, you may need to clean out the dust bunnies out of that computer by chance.
Okay, so you're saying open it up, grab your can of Indust, the spray, and a rag,
outside,
and just spray that Indust and maybe
just
a little min wax.
give it a little. Just
Min
take the whole
wax.
box, take it outside onto your patio.
Soap and bleach.
No slope and beach, man. Oh no, because there's gonna be a lot of rice involved if you do it that way.
That's right.
We don't want that.
Rice.
What about just a good old fashioned?
Depending how much dust bunnies you got in there, that ain't gonna do shit. And I speak from experience. I've made teddy
been
bears.
Speaking of dust bunnies, man, when I pulled out my refrigerator when we were doing this flooring,
Exactly. You know what I'm.
I know
Yes.
exactly, and we pulled
That's a
it
good
out,
comparison.
and we got a family of bunnies out from under there.
I'm sure.
And then
Yeah.
put the fridge back, and I swear to God, it was like 3 hours later. My grandson comes up to get something to drink out of the fridge, and he said, "Did you do something to the fridge? Because this is almost ice cold."
No
He said
way.
there was, that quickly.
Hell, again, this could be applied to anything: refrigerators, stoves, microwaves, computers. Like you guys, twice or every 2 years, just pull the furniture out or the appliance.
No, it's so
Look
true.
underneath. I mean, people don't really think about it because I get it. I'm a victim myself as well. But
Right.
When's the last time you took your dryer and on the back, that venting hose that goes out, did you unscrew it, loosen it, pull it off, and actually shake out what's in there?
oh yes, and as well as blow through the vent system as well too.
Right.
Yeah, because one mother-in-law freaked the hell out when she saw the fire hazard of what happens when you don't clean out your vents.
Yeah.
Our fart suckers are maintained to the pristine because she's
Nice.
afraid the house is
Yeah.
going to get burned on fire. So yeah, people, check your fart suckers. If you haven't checked that in a while,
Well,
we're going to be
and
checking that out.
I realized my duct work is when we pulled out the vents, because, doing the flooring, when you could pull out, a quarter cup of dog food.
Oh, yeah.
Just from right
Yeah,
up top, what's got to be going on down inside there, too.
Right. Well,
We
I
need an
don't-
endorsement with some of these,
Yeah, we do.
systems
We
that
do.
we're talking about.
And I want to talk about that because people often call us for that kind of cleanouts, especially when they get a sparrow or a starling in the fart sucker. They can get in there. And the dryer vents. How many birds have we pulled out of dryer vents? I mean, it's incredible. From the outside,
true.
man, critters will find their way. Even the what's the gas detector things down in the bottom?
Oh, the
of
CO2?
radon.
The radon.
Oh, the radon,
So
okay.
the radon deals, I mean, I don't know how many I've been to. The radon just plumbs up, usually out of your roof, piece of PVC, and there's no screen or anything on it. I don't know what it is, whether it's an aphrodisiac, whether it's euphoria, but squirrels they must love the smell of radon or your basement, or maybe it's the heat blowing out of there. Could be any number. They love to just drop right down in that hole and die right on top of your radon blower. I'm telling you, man, critters get in the weirdest places. I don't do nothing with my dryer vents or my fart suckers or at home, man. No, they work. I don't clean them out till something gets in there.
For those of you who don't have one, by the way, a fart sucker is that air vent in your bathroom you turn on that supposedly keeps the steam out and
exhaust
supposedly
fan.
sucks that out. We do not have one in our house. No, that's what I have. One of my grandkids has to come in each time and breathe really deep.
Yeah, there
And
you
just
go.
take it out.
Come here, you little fart sucker. No, man, you ain't got a window in there or something?
Yeah, I got a window,
Okay.
but I'm going to get up to open that. I'm
Well,
busy.
yeah, no. That's
That's
I would have Googled this a long time ago. I would have just brought a candle in or something, man. Just suck up the farts, man.
That's it.
I feel sorry
Book
for
of
Enchilada
matches.
Tuesday.
I'd be afraid to bring a candle in.
That's always when you see a book of matches on the back of the toilet. I remember the kids when they first asked, "Why are these there?"
Right.
Yeah, someday you'll find out. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, I thought of you. This just happened. My wife's friend has been having difficulty with her car, and it was a car we sold her.
Oh, boy.
So it's like, oh man, what's been going on? And she's saying the radio's shorting out. It shorted out. It quit working for like 2 weeks, and then she hit a bump and it started to work again. Some things like that. Well, they went and investigated and got into the dash, and she sent me a picture of the family of mice and the bedding they had made
Oh, yeah.
right inside
Yep.
of that area. Now,
Oh, yeah.
this is not a rare case. This happens
Right.
to a
All the
lot of people. And I don't know what you can really do about it other than just keep your eye on your surroundings and try to keep things clean.
Yeah, it's really tough. And this happens a lot of the time. Well, you experienced it with rabbits.
I did, and the rabbits in the
Because
trunk of that
residential-
same vehicle.
Okay, so
Same
residential rabbits. But here's the deal, man, and people need to understand. We see this happen all the time with different species. Once an animal has got in, it's almost impossible to get the scent of that animal out of the car. Once that scent's in there, other animals will smell that and think, oh, well, Roger Rabbit's made a home in the trunk. This might be a good place to set up a family. And when it comes to mice or pack rats, we had an issue up at Horsetooth with pack rats. This lady called me up and she said, you got to help. She said, there's about a 7-foot long bull snake that just went over under my car and went into my car. Into her car.
Snake indicator light came on and everything,
Snake
right?
indicator light, yeah. So interesting enough, the gal was widowed and she was big into her dogs, and the back seats were folded down, and the entire back of her car had dog food, everything for her dog. I mean, it was her and her dog. They were buddies, and she wasn't the cleanest. I mean, it was kind of like the ranch car, if you will. She didn't use it very much.
Yeah.
I mean, and so as I started poking around looking for the snake, thinking, why did the snake? Everything does something for a reason. And when it comes to wildlife, I think on a whole different level, as you know. I'm thinking, okay, why did that snake go over and crawl up into that car? Absolutely no reason for this to happen that was just obvious. Nobody chased it in, nothing. The dog didn't chase it in. She just happened to look out the window, see the dude going across the hot, rocks and crawl up into the car. So when I get out there, I start going through the car and I'm thinking, okay, any point there's going to be a big snake somewhere in this car. And as I'm going through and I'm pulling out dog bedding and there's parts of dog food dropping everywhere, I lift a seat to watch about a half dozen pack rats come scurrying out of everywhere, baby pack rats in there, and the snake. He was
right
after
there.
the baby pack rats, man. He was going in for dinner. So it was a buffet in her car, man. So what can we do for situations like that? Mice, rabbits. Know where your location is. Don't park your car in the field, in the high grass. Don't let your car sit for too long. If it's going to sit very long, you need to get it out on a street or in a garage or something along those lines. But once this happens, about the best thing you can do, again, the disposable, we always recommend Tomcat. It's the disposable bait stations. They're child-proof. You can get them Home Depot, Lowe's. They don't work as well as some of the products, pest control companies out there, because you have to have a license to obtain that kind of poison. So these are multi-feed, whatever.
That the everyday person can use.
Yeah, that the everyday person, they're safer, I mean, it's all got blood thinner. It's all blood thinner. But the amount of blood thinner that you can get over the counter is going to be altogether different than a professional, because those professionals are trained in it. They're required by law to obtain licenses and do what they do to put it in the right place to keep it safe from kids, dogs, and other wildlife. So, I would recommend the Tomcats. Man, throw a half a dozen of them in your car under the seats. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, this is what people tell me all the time. Well, then they're going to die in my car and it's going to stink. Chances are probably not, because again, the blood thinner that's inside of the poison will actually deteriorate the mouse or rat or whatever it is from the inside out. So if you do happen to find, I've never found one that was just poisoned and just died. I mean, when I found them, they're mummified carcasses. There's a complete skeleton inside, just a hard case of skin and hair. I mean, it happens really rapid. I mean, we all have in our houses, every single house in America, if you was to take all the sheetrock off, you have dead mice in your walls. Now, people are going, oh, God, no, that can't be. No, it is, and we've been living with it for years. A lot of people have dead animals in their attic squirrels, raccoons in the back of your fireplace. I mean, these animals, wildlife will utilize what man-made structures there are around them. As we know, this is what we do every day. I mean, we're always dealing with a man-made structure that wildlife has taken advantage of. It's nature. Definition of wildlife, out of control.
Well, you know how many people have that cherry car that they have under a tarp parked somewhere?
Oh, yeah. Right.
You know, that, okay, we
Right.
don't start. We only started a couple times a year. We do all that.
Right.
You need to check on that thing now and then and make sure the surroundings, because there would be nothing worse than to take that tarp off your show car and found out that delicious coated wiring has been eaten by everything.
Well, and I hope that if people have that cherry car under a tarp, it's in a garage. And if you don't have bait stations in your garage, get them in your garage. Again, I recommend a pest control company because their license, they can put in poison that is quick. It's a one feed, one shot done. The mouse or rat feeds on it and they're done. They're done. They're finished. Whereas everything you get over the counter, as seen on TV, it's going to take some time. But if you do got that cherry car, man, you need to think above and beyond. I mean, you're already thinking about maybe blocking it up because you don't want that pressure on those tires, putting flat spots in your tires. I mean, these people that own these nice cars, they're thinking about everything about the car. But let's take it one step further and go, where's it at? What's the potential? You already have insurance on it for tornado, weather, garage caving in, whatever. But are you thinking about nature? Are you thinking about wildlife? Are you thinking about wasps? Are you thinking about mice? I mean, you got to be thinking about all that stuff, man.
Well, we're not far off. When I looked out in the backyard the other day and saw a couple of juvenile squirrels running around, it's not too far off before babies are going to start popping out. I mean, spring is just around the corner, even though we haven't had winter yet.
It is.
You know, nature.
And squirrels are going to start it off. Squirrels kick off our season and they close our season. Squirrels are going to be listen, the breeding season's coming. Squirrels started off. They're going to be getting into attics. They're going to be looking to get into your exhaust for your dryer on the outside.
We were just talking about,
yeah. If you're not sure, man, get a hold of us. Go to our websites.
CiscoMWE.com can help you with all of your home defense questions about things. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Scott, but for all these things that we talk about of, what can you do for this? What can you do for that? That's why we created Cisco MWE, is to answer these questions for you.
I want to help them help themselves because there's simple things they can do to save money and educate yourself on, again, we talk about educate, understand, and respect.
Yep.
And don't we have the blog or something on one of those sites that they can get in and ask
Soon to be, the forums and stuff. All of it's going to be probably released around the Q&A with Facebook Live here to really get that project up and going. So in a few weeks here, if not less, we're going to have our Facebook Q&A with these guys. So
that's right.
Oh, I was going to bring that up because the hope was to do this before Valentine's Day.
Right.
Which I'm thinking, I'm just throwing it out there, and I say we make it happen is a week from Thursday.
Right.
That we get together pre-Valentine's Day. When is Valentine's Day? Because guys need our help.
They do. And listen, they want to hear from the doctors.
Exactly.
The doctors of love.
Valentine's Day is coming up on a Sunday the 14th. So I think we'll shoot for and we'll get the date finalized, but I think around the 11th we need to.
11th or 12th, somewhere in that ballpark.
11th or 12th, right in that time, that Thursday, Friday. We'll get that date solidified, but start getting ready. We're going to have a practice live session coming up here in the next week or so. We're just out of the blue. We're just going to pop on live and just test things out. And so if you should see all of a sudden we're on live, join us, please. And share it around with your friends and all that. But get ready before Valentine's Day, those few days before Valentine's Day, we're going to have our first bona fide Facebook Live. Ask me anything. It can be something about what we actually do for a living, or if you're just wondering where your keys are.
All right.
Ask us anything, and we'll do our best to answer that.
Let me check something out real quick. James, if they want it, because you brought something up that this is what I hear all the time, and I don't know how to do it. If I know something's coming on live, is there something you can click or do on that stream for it to give you a bell or something so that you know that's coming on or it's on? Like a.
Oh, you mean notification?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm
No.
looking
Just
for.
make sure you all just follow, subscribe, all the major platforms and stuff.
Follow, subscribe.
We'll
that
set
way,
out
it
notification.
can be a part of it. Yeah,
We'll set up. We will set up an event invite type of thing that we will put out there.
Right,
That
right.
once you would click it and say you're going to join us, you'll get some kind of. It gives you some kind of reminder event is coming up.
But if you're a
but
follower, right? If you're a,
if you click that you want to join this event, we'll put all that up there and we'll get it we'll get it all set and figured out here in the next few days of the exact time of the event.
Yeah,
we would love to have a few people join
Yeah,
us and
'cause
have some fun with us.
I don't know how any of that works. I mean, my notifications are, whether the dam is new or there's stripped wood or the sign. Whether I pick it up, I smell it. And
you have a different alert system than we do.
Yeah, my notifications are where I need them to be.
I understand.
These on the phones, I don't know.
You see the critter signal that goes up in the sky when he's needed.
I like that.
Just look for it. You know he's on the way.
Guys, that's a raven or a vulture, just FYI.
One of the two.
It's not going to be a spider. I can damn guarantee you that.
Just a couple more things quick. This weekend, big for me. I am such an immense football fan and sports fan. Super Bowl
man.
Sunday
Yeah.
is coming up, and I'm doing what you're not supposed to do as a football fan, not from New England or Tampa Bay. I am cheering for Tom Brady, 43 years old, 10th Super Bowl.
Right.
Everybody can't stand him because he always wins these and he does that.
Yep.
But I just admire the hell out of that.
Right.
And as an older guy who, again, was told they were too old, I embrace somebody who gets told that and fights back and is the
sure.
best there is.
Right on,
So
man.
Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, class act. Love them.
Yep.
Love Andy Reid, their coach. So many friends who are Chief fans. And believe me, if they should win it, I'm not going to feel bad about it. And I'll be very, very happy for you. But my rooting interest will be with Brady. And I think it's a great matchup. You
Yeah.
know what?
Oh, yeah.
probably the greatest young quarterback
The
in
youngest
the NFL.
and the oldest.
And then you've got the greatest of all time
Yeah.
going against
Yeah,
each
man.
other. Both class acts. It's just, it's the way it's supposed to be. And it's just very cool. It's just a shame there's not a packed stadium to
Right,
get to
to
see this,
really
but
enjoy it.
that will come in time.
Well, being a Florida boy, I got to say, go Bucks.
Yeah, that's right.
Go
You are
Bucks,
a Florida,
man. Being
Florida
a Florida
boy.
boy, man, it's nice to be able to see the Bucks or anywhere close to a Super
Florida,
Bowl.
Yeah, shut up, Bino. You were just in my cold land of Viking
Oh,
non-Super
brother,
Bowl-ness.
man. That
Yeah,
was
anyway.
beautiful.
I also got to throw out a get well to my dad.
Oh, man, wait a minute. What's wrong with Dad?
No, Dad fell. Dad took a tumble. And we make fun of Dad all the time, and he was afraid to tell me and my brother because he knew we were going to just give him endless amounts of shit.
Right.
Because every time Dad does something stupid, my brother says, "Looks like me and Brian have to speed up that phone call again about who's getting you." And my dad has always said to my brother, "Please take me. Don't make me go to Brian's." And we've always made it very clear, we got a room for you, Dad.
Yeah, right.
It's right downstairs by the grandkids with the animals.
Right,
That's
right.
it.
Oh, I love it.
But Dad was going down the steps and took a tumble and rolled all the way down the steps at his house and cracked his ribs and was just in a lot of pain. Couldn't really move and get up. And Dad's in great shape. But still, when you get a little bit older, you don't like to hear about your parents falling and those kind of things,
right.
But he's hurting. I know it hurts when he laughs, so I'm going to try not to call him much.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no doubt. But that's the only bit. I mean, that was the worst. Just some cracked ribs.
Just cracked rib, which is one of those things. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just you got to take it easy for 4-6 weeks and hope that it heals up nicely. And he will. Dad's just a tough cat, but. I got to be honest, I picture him tumbling down those stairs and I laugh my ass off. I wish I could have been at the bottom.
Damn, Dad. That ain't right, man.
No, it's not, but he'd do the same for
Yeah,
me.
he would.
That's
Well,
the way
I
our
want
family
Dad
rolls.
to know, listen.
Oh,
when
shut
you're
up.
at Brian's,
Shut up.
When you're Brian's and Brian's taking care of you, I got Mama.
That just
I got room for Mama. I got her here. Don't you worry, Dad.
right
She
now,
gonna
Mom
be
just
taken
threw
care
herself
of.
down the stairs.
Mommy, you know you got a place
take
here,
me
Mama.
now.
Daddy, don't you worry. I'll take good care of her.
Dad,
Take good care of her.
Dad, just heal quickly, okay? We don't want Scott
Dad,
anywhere
I
near
got
the
you.
house. That's
I got
it.
you, man. Hey.
But heal up, Dad. And best of luck to Chief fans, Buccaneer fans this weekend. And next week, when we get together, we'll get all those exacts for you for our Ask Me Anything and our big Valentine's push and everything we're going to be doing for that. Also, want to remind you to check out the MikeandTheMountain.com. We're going to have a new video up there. In fact, by the time you're hearing this, the new video is there.
Right.
So we've got a little, since it is the big game this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
We did a little parody of the big game.
We did.
Yeah.
And
so,
it went well.
It did.
It went well.
So check out, me and Scott did a take on the big championship game. Yeah. So be sure to check that out on the MikeandTheMountain.com. That's where you can find our videos and our latest ones. And we'll keep putting those out on a weekly basis at least. So the MikeandTheMountain.com. Again, for all that home defense we were talking about, because we got kind of rabbit trailed into some things to do to help you out around the house, because it is critter time.
right.
It is starting to happen. You can find all that at Cisco, CISCOMWE.com. All right.
That's
very
right.
comprehensive, very easy to use, but really great information on there. And we'd love for you to check that out.
Yeah, and if
too.
they do get in your house, there'll be another link. I'll give you recipes. Again, squirrel kebabs, deep fried squirrel.
Again, everything you need for the big game.
Everything you need to know for the big game.
That's it. Hey, until next time, thanks for checking out the Mike and the Mountain.
We love you. It's all about the links, man.
It is.
It's all
Absolutely.
about the links.
Oh, good to have you back home, bro.
Hey, man.